Yeah, what up, gang? What up, squad? It's your boy, RUT, the realest, coolest, trillest, and king. On your platform as we speak, we back with another lit banger, man. Welcome back. We got the most pathetic response video on the internet. I guess this is about Austin Mcbroom talking about his ex-wife's book that she's exposing him and everything. So I guess he wants to try to beat her to the punch. I don't know. We're gonna go ahead and check it out. If you're new, subscribe, like the video, comment some more bangers, y'all. If y'all want more, if you enjoy my content, if you enjoy my video, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. We're on our way to 1K subscribers, and I can't do it without y'all. So if y'all, just throw your boy a bone, I greatly appreciate it. All right, let's get it.
I'm feeling all type of emotions right now. I'm sad.
His hair don't grow; it stay the same.
I feel that I've been blindsided.
Well, guys, I thought we were done here. Unfortunately, yes, you did perceive that thumbnail correctly. Today, we are talking about somebody that I honestly thought the internet had sort of forgotten, and, well, I think they did up until this week. Unfortunately, I guess once you reach a certain point of internet fame, you're never really gone for good. Now, honestly, the Ace family is a group of people that I never really expected to talk about again after Austin Mcbroom's little Snapchat meltdown a year or two ago, but yet somehow we are back. Now, if you don't know who the Ace family is, for a while they were one of the biggest family channels on YouTube. You don't really know a whole lot about them to understand this video. They were both sort of like medium famous before they got together and made their family channel, and I think that allowed them to really get a chokehold on the family channel community because, I don't know, the people who watch family channels are fucking weird, and for some reason they want to learn about the lives of D-list celebrities and their children.
I love family channels,
but they were huge, arguably the biggest family channel on YouTube for a long time, until last year when they separated. There were a lot of rumors as to why this happened, but it didn't really take that long for people to figure out that it was because Austin cheated. Obviously, this led to them not running the family channel anymore, and slowly but surely Austin and Catherine seemed to sort of fade into irrelevancy, at least on YouTube. That was until the other day when Catherine released a snippet of a book she's been writing, an autobiography, where for the first time one of them actually confirmed that the reason that they split up was because Austin was cheating on her. Now, believe it or not, this is not really the kind of stuff I tend to care about when it comes to my internet drama, but after the snippet was released, Austin released like an 8-minute long rant on Snapchat where he somehow manages to make an even bigger fool of himself than he already has. He doesn't take any responsibility, he plays the victim. He tries to somehow make his ex-partner the bad guy when he was the one who broke their family apart. And a response video where a person is allergic to taking any accountability for their shitty actions is right up my alley, so that's what we're looking at today. So let's not waste any more time besides the time that I'm going to take to tell you to go buy a limited edition August the Duck desk mat from epicdesk.com, because pretty soon they will no longer be available, so if you want to spice up your desk setup, don't wait, baby. With that being said, however, let's begin.
Please subscribe.
Yeah.
For many reasons, I think the biggest reason is to protect the most important people in my life, which is the mother of my kids and my kids. But I have been left with no choice. I'm feeling all type of emotions right now. I'm sad. I'm mad. I feel that I've been blindsided.
Okay, so apologies, this sort of starts like mid-sentence because I had to save this from a TikTok because like I said, this guy uploads his fucking content on Snapchat. But in the video where he's responding to his ex-wife exposing him for cheating, he says that he was just trying to protect the people that mattered most to him, which is his ex-wife and his children. Look, I don't know the intimate details of their relationship and I do not care to know them, but if you're a famous person with a famous wife and everybody knows who your children are, making the decision to cheat on your wife is not doing much to protect those people. Let's be honest with ourselves here, man. Also to say that you're the one who's been blindsided after you cheated on your wife of multiple years who you have multiple children with? Come on, man.
I was just over her house bringing the kids pizza, not just the kids, but her and her boyfriend pizza. We were all sitting in her living room eating the pizza.
What the hell?
Laughing and smiling. And then the next morning is when the snippet of her book comes out and it talks about how I'm a terrible person and how I was a terrible husband.
Okay, so I'm not going to be showing or reading
probably
any
was.
of the snippets of this book, which I know some people would probably want me to do, but it's like 3 chapters worth of a book, so I mean there's really no practical way I could include that. But the first chapter of the book is Catherine talking about everything that led up to them getting divorced and her like finding out that he was cheating on her. And while she's definitely not like speaking highly of him, she's just talking about the shit that he did. So I don't know if this is almost sort of a Freudian slip for Austin here, but she never calls him a terrible person or a terrible husband. Most people probably would based off the things that she said he did, but I mean, if you did it, you did it. Going on to Snapchat saying, wow, 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 she called me a terrible person is a pretty lame thing to do.
Not once did she ever come to me and talk to me about the book. Yes, I was aware she was writing this book for the past however long, and I actually congratulated her when I first found out she was writing a book, because obviously I had no idea what the book was about. I just was very proud of her that she was doing something new and something for herself. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, Catherine recently just released a snippet of her book that she wrote alongside a professional author that helped her write this book. The book was manipulated and she did not tell the full truth, which is why I'm here today to tell you guys the full truth and to tell you guys what really happened.
Okay, so this is a pretty bold thing to say, because at no point during this entire video is he going to disprove anything that she included in her book. Honestly, cannot for the life of me figure out what made him want to say this, because it's just categorically false. At no point does he address anything that she said in her book that he claims to be a lie.
I don't know about you guys, but I find it very odd that the first chapter of her book is about me and not about her. It's about me and how I was a terrible person and a terrible husband.
Damn.
When this book is supposed to be an autobiography about her life.
Nigga, you was in her life.
About anything else. She talks about her family in the book. She talks about ayahuasca. She talks about her new guy. But she wanted to use me in this snippet to reel everybody in for clickbait and to monetize from the book.
Austin, buddy, I know words are hard, but while an autobiography
She learns from the best, man. I'm sure you taught her some shit like that, bro.
is a book about yourself, it doesn't mean you can't talk about other people in that book. Now, is he wrong when he says that she purposefully put out this part of the book to get people in? Absolutely not. Like I said, the people who care about these people on like a real level are kind of fucking weird. Why anybody would want to pay money to learn more about these two kind of blows me away. I can't believe you're doing it right now for free. But one, even if it wasn't about the money, having your family split apart by your husband cheating on you is a pretty defining moment in a person's life. That's a big thing. Even if that wasn't for the money, starting your biography with that as sort of an opener, an event, a point in your life where everything changed, where the course of your...
And that's crazy that he cheated. I feel like niggas like him just greedy, because like his bit bad, bro. Like his chick Catherine, she was fine. She had, you know, everything. You know, I understand men be wanting variety. Now I feel like, you know, I don't know, we don't know their business. I just feel like he could have went about it a little bit different.
Your life was dramatically altered. Yeah, that's not very weird, Austin. But two, yeah, most people do sell books to make money, believe it or not. So why would she not advertise it by releasing the snippet of what most people are buying the book to read about, probably? There's nothing weird about this, Austin. Nothing at all.
Usually when someone writes an autobiography about their life, it starts with, hey, my name is.
You know what, Austin? You might be right. I never thought of it that way. This book that will be exclusively purchased by people who not only already know who Catherine is, but are likely very big fans of her, definitely needs to start with her saying, hi, my name is Catherine, just in case those people didn't know who she was, or in case they couldn't have read it on the front cover. You're onto something, Austin. True. You're winning me over.
And that's why I feel like it was a setup. Reason why I say a setup is because when we went through our separation and we decided to announce it to the world, her and I were trying to figure out what was the best way of doing it. I felt the best way of doing it was coming out with a YouTube video together, her and I side by side. And I even told her that, hey, I'll do all the talking, I'll take full accountability for my actions and all the mistakes that I've made. I said, you don't have to say anything if you don't want. Even though you've made mistakes and I've made mistakes, I'll go ahead and take all the blame. She didn't want to do that.
So again, Austin, I know it's kind of hard to think about things critically, but even though it really shouldn't be in a situation like this, admitting to the world that you were cheated on in your marriage can be kind of a humiliating thing. You know, that's a pretty vulnerable thing to admit to millions of people. So, you know, maybe instead of it being part of this elaborate setup you're about to explain, ever consider she just wasn't ready to tell people, have to read about it on celebrity gossip websites, see it in news articles. You know, maybe it just wasn't the right time for her.
So it left me with no choice but to make my own video. I decided to make my own YouTube video, and in that video, I basically exposed myself. And it's crazy because I still have that video today, which I'm going to show you guys right now. Here's the video. The video is over 30 minutes long, so obviously I'm not going to share the whole video, but I'm just going to share a short snippet to show you guys that I did make this video. It caused me to seek it elsewhere. It caused me
to cry?
Make bad decisions. I admit I've failed as a husband. So
this nigga's crying, bro.
As you guys can see, it was 30 minutes of the video of me just exposing myself.
Yeah, sure, maybe that's the case, but in the 4 seconds of the video you showed us, the first thing that came out of your mouth is "it caused me," which to me sounds like you're blaming somebody or something for your behavior. Now look, again, I don't know the...
That's pretty much what he was trying to say, that she wasn't giving it up, and he went and got it elsewhere, pretty much. And I feel you. I did that myself, and I ruined my relationship. And, you know, and I don't want to get into much to detail. If y'all want me to do a story time on how I ruined my relationship with Shiggy, I will. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that was the nail in the coffin. And but once again, it taught me to grow, and I've grown, man. And I love the man that I'm becoming. I just hate that I have to be this man without Shuggy, you know? Like, everything that she want me to be, I'm becoming. You know, but some things just can't be taken back.
The intimate details of their relationship. And I'm not going to sit here and say that I expect somebody to be a perfect partner and just let their spouse do whatever, but cheating is not the answer. If it's that bad, get a divorce.
And
Facts.
I obviously shared that video with her to get her approval before posting it. And long story short, she didn't want me to post it. And this is what she had to say about it. And this was her response on why she felt I shouldn't post the video.
So I'm saying, is that okay?
Yes.
Okay, but do I have to worry about like you like saying something like after and stuff?
So I'm basically asking her, like, what is okay for me to say? She showed me her statement that she had, and I was like, okay, well, I had no say in that. You're doing what you want to do. Am I allowed to do what I want to do?
No, you just say
I'm just
you weren't happy.
Okay, I'm just asking.
Like, say what you said in your video. I just think your video would have been, you would have had a lot of backlash. I think this way is much more organic.
So as you heard what she said that if I was going to release this video, I would get a lot of backlash, as if she cared about me getting backlash. What is happening now?
Okay, so this is his big hypothesis here, that this was all one big setup because she didn't want him to come out saying what happened. That way she's able to come out with this book that exposes everything, and it all works out better for her. Now, personally, I find it pretty unlikely that while she was going through a divorce and figuring out how she's going to co-parent her children, that this is what she was thinking about, but even if she was, who gives a shit? You make your bed, you've got to lie in it. When you're the person who cheated on your wife and tore a family apart, to act like you're the victim because she told people about it in a way that you don't like, come on, man, grow up. You don't really get to sit there and be picky about the way that people perceive you after you make the conscious decision to do something that is universally agreed to be a shitty thing to do. Also, you only showed us about 7 seconds of that video. You said it was 30 minutes long. Maybe there was something in there that you said that you shouldn't have, and that's what she was referring to. Maybe she didn't really care if you got backlash for cheating, but you said something else in that video that you shouldn't have. Maybe she was looking out for you. Either way, whatever the case is, you are not in a position to complain about this, man. This is your fault. That's pretty much where the video ends though. He basically just keeps asking, if you didn't want me to get backlash then, why do you want me to get backlash now? Just ignoring all of the variables, all the possibilities of what might actually be going on here. Overall, it's just a very childlike response to something like this happening to you, which, I mean, based off what we've seen from the Ace family in the past, that doesn't really surprise me. Still, I'll never pass up the opportunity to talk about an influencer dropping every single ball imaginable when it comes to putting out a halfway decent response. One of my favorite things to do. Well, guys, what do you think? Where do you rate this response video on the long list of shitty influencer response videos that we've seen to this point? Because personally, I feel like it's pretty bad. To go onto the internet and make yourself the victim after you rip your family apart just because you don't like the way somebody talked about the way, you know, you cheated on them. That's a pretty wacky thing to do, I've got to be honest. And it's even worse because at no point during this video does he ever, like, apologize for anything, take accountability for anything. It'd be one thing if he acknowledged everything that he did, everything that she said about him in the book, and then brought up some of the stuff that he did, but to just kind of come in full force and be like, I'm the one who's being wronged here, you know, not the person I cheated on, kind of crazy work. But, I mean, it is the Ace family, it is Austin Mcbroom, so pretty par for the course, I feel. So yeah.
Alright, man. That was a long video. I probably shouldn't have reacted to it, but I'm still gonna post it. Hello. We're gonna go ahead and close out the vid, man. If you're new, subscribe, like the video, comment some more bangers. What you have to say, Paul? Good job. Angie, what you have to say, baby?
I love you.
I love you too, Angie. That's my Angie. Angie Pansy. Alright, guys and ladies. On to the next one.